This run-through started with purely one simple goal, that I would soon realize is like trying to pole vault over the Great Wall with plums for hands. Get through Thief. How cool is it that this game was free? How cool is it that Thief? Well, no, it was free, and that's about as much good as I can say about my experience with this game. The name of the game is Thief, and that's exactly how it felt every one of the 14 hours I played. Not that I was a thief stealing precious jewels, but that I was a victim in the act of thievery where this title stole my precious time. Now the gameplay, the garbage, I mean the gameplay. Pick up the jewel this, pick up the jewel that, Garrett hit me in the head with a wiffle ball bat. Maybe at least then I could get the Montanit's formula of rinse, dry, repeat out of my head. Now of course there are highs, and of course there are going to be lows in any game, but when that low is spending 30 plus minutes on a guy you have to kill stealthily, and any time you lunge at the enemy he turns around to swipe at you like a blind person trying to kill an invading bee swarm, it can be borderline infuriating. I would never get down on a game for the difficulty measure. If someone wants to play on Master, go ahead, play on Master. What's not okay is that the insane amount of difficulty that bounces up and down like a yo-yo in a bouncy house on an emotional roller coaster. The game controls are awful. I'm talking a man with broken legs bound to a chair being pushed around an ice rink in winter after a nice coat of grease being applied as if it's a coat of primer on a bedroom wall. And the story, well, it's hardly rememberable. But let me fill you in this paper big thing slice after being used as a personal shield against a gladiator story. Essentially, you start out as a thief, breaking into houses, trying to get what he can grab. Thief, go figure. Shortly after, you run into a woman who seems to have ventured into a similar profession. Shortly after this, a woman, you stumble into superpowers. And no, I'm not trying to be funny. You practically cartwheel into Spidey senses. And at this point you literally go from person to person like a long boring game tag with an ultimate goal in mind. To stop some evil cult. And to save a woman I'm supposed to really care about after basically swiping right on her Tinder profile. And put a shredded cheese bag of filter content in between and ta-da! I just retold Thief. The issue is, the story was minimal. I'm talking the story was thin. Thin as a brick. After being dropped from a 100-foot building onto its own personal copy of Thief, which would be fine if I hadn't bought in digital. But now that's tainted with save files like a virus, so I'll personally walk my console up those steps like Rocky training for his final boxing match and doom punch the console to the sidewalk. Somehow being tied in with an accident giving you powers, you try and save a woman, and that's about as much that's memorable. More let down than a bushel of leaves is how I felt. A bushel of leaves beneath a henchman after a nasty slip on a banana and down an elevator shaft straight into a rickety bundle of sticks and mulch. Yes, there were some fun things about this game. When the stealth didn't seem like it was an AI and we were playing a game of Battleship where every time I stepped away to take a sip of water to quench my thirst absent from a lack of content, the AI peeked over the top of the board. It wasn't a horrible stealth game. Sometimes the stealth missions could be immensely intense as you sleek around corner just before a guard comes within sneezing distance of your character. But what really stinks is the high horse the Thief franchise sat on and has now forever been tainted. All in all, this game was incredibly enjoyable stealth game with fantastic graphics and one I cannot wait to see birth a sequel within the coming years. Dishonored 2! Wait. Was I still talking about Thief? Yes. Well, let me sum this up with 4 simple words. Go play Dishonored instead. It's not excruciatingly painful, it's only painful. It's like, do you want to take a hammer to the knees or to the face? I'm giving this game a please no more 4 out of 10.